Hey everybody, welcome into Star Wars Republic, our show here on the Arena Productions that's all things Star Wars. I'm your host and the founder of the Arena Productions on YouTube and on Patreon, Expat, along with my co-host Burley. Burley, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Ready to talk some Andor. Of course, our
Oh yeah.
latest episode of Andor dropped last Wednesday, so Aldhani. So we're going to be talking about that, this review and breakdown of it. But first, I want to let everybody know that's watching right now that we're going to be talking spoilers throughout this review and breakdown of episode 4 of Star Wars Andor. So if you have not watched the episode, please go to Disney Plus and watch the episode. Then come back and enjoy our episode here because this episode spoiler filled. So that is your spoiler warning. So just to let you know. So let's get to it, Burley. The thing I have to say before we move forward with this, I've been looking forward to watching Andor, but the thing that kind of like holds me back a little bit from really enjoying this series is that I know what happens to Andor already. So it's like, we're seeing his backstory. It's like 5 years before, and kind of the backdrop of who he becomes, who he is in Rogue One. But it's like I already know what happens to him already.
Yeah.
If it would have been a different character that I don't know the future of, then it would have been a much more interesting, series to watch. I'm enjoying it. Don't get me wrong, but because I already know what happens to him. That's kind of what's my pet peeve on all of this. What do you think, man?
Yeah, no, I agree, but the thing is you can't, in turn, then they can't market a show if it's not a character and recognizable. Is that they just put out the Rebel X show, whatever character name you want to put.
Yeah, but they did that for the movie. They did that for Rogue One, and look how popular it was. So
they took they did good and got lucky at the same time.
Well, they got good and lucky, but they had excellent writing too. Gary Whitta, who wrote the story. It was an amazing story. So it was very good writing. But anyway, so let's go ahead and get into it. So we go to where we first left off in episode 3, at the very ending of episode 3, and of course they're in hyperspace and all, and I'm gonna call him the recruiter, because that's kind of what he is. Good old Skarsgård, the actor. He's amazing in this show. I'm really liking him. He basically recruits Cassian, and basically tells him all he needed to know about his backstory. Of course, Cassian in the beginning was trying to downplay it a little bit, but he's like, he knew exactly who he was. It's like, you were a cook. and it's like you could see just Cassian's face, just So he knew who he was. It's like, but don't you want to go down fighting these bastards? I loved his recruiting pitch. So how about you? What did you think of these scenes, bro?
I like that. Him doing his darndest to just recruit him, and him telling what he thinks, and you can just see on Cassian just like, oh crap. He does know, and he can talk his way through it here.
Yeah, and so he tells him about this mission that he's going to send him on, basically, and then of course he gives him like the Kyber crystal here. As kind of a down payment, for what he's going to pay him. So what did you think of the significance of this?
I like that, because he's like telling him, hey, we owe you, we're going to pay you 200,000 credits. This is worth about 50,000. This is just a good faith payment. You'll give it back to me when I come back, pick you up with the actual money.
Right. So then we get, of course, we get Coruscant, obviously, and
Yeah.
we go back to Coruscant. I think for the first time since the prequels. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't think,
I think you're right on that.
yeah, I don't think we didn't get the Coruscant in the the original series, but yeah, we finally got to see some of Coruscant, and of course we go to the Imperial Security Bureau here, intelligence bureau, and we get the actor from Game of Thrones, who AKA Qyburn. Yes,
Yeah.
but yeah, he's like the head honcho here, and he's being facetious as ever, and I just I loved how he was berating most of the intelligence officers that were there in the room with him. What did you think of that, bro?
Yeah, I like that, and it's showing you he's there. Some of them are looking there like they know everything, and he just puts them in their place and being like, "No, this is what matters. If we don't do our job,
Yeah.
we need to do this. We need to do things right here for order in the galaxy." I like that. He is a great actor, so it was nice to see him in this, and he does play the role very well.
Yeah. And then, of course, one of the security officers here, he goes and yeah, he just gives it. He gives it to Karn here. I mean, for the bumbling idiots that they were in the last episodes, yeah, and just basically, just rips them a new one. And then he goes back to Coruscant. I guess Karn is actually from Coruscant. And he goes and he meets, he goes back to his home and meets his mother, and his mother comes out there and slaps him in the face and then gives him a hug.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just kind of weird, but yeah, but you have the other intelligence officer there, though. She's on the up and up, and she's, figuring out what really is going on, with these rebel spies and all. So, yeah, what'd you think of that, man?
I like that, and I like we get with her later in the episode, her trying to use that to her advantage because she really wants to rise up,
Right?
and she wants to throw the other security officer that we showed earlier, him down, and he's not doing his job, and I love he puts her in her place and Qyburn here puts her in her place.
We'll just call him Qyburn. Yeah,
we're just gonna call him Qyburn. I watch so many shows, I gotta remember so many character names, so I do apologize.
Yeah.
Him just telling him he guards 6 systems. He's got all his reports in. You're in charge of 2 systems. You still don't have your reports in. But he's not fully berating her. He's like, I hired you into this because I know you can do this, and for your good qualities, get your shit in order first. So
yeah. So then we get Rael again there, and I just love how he goes back to Coruscant, and obviously he's undercover as a kind of an antiques dealer and stuff, and he's got the wig and everything, and he's making himself look really cool and everything. He's all he's got the expensive wardrobe on there and everything, and then of course Mon Mothma comes in, obviously, and they're doing business together, obviously, but Mon Mothma in this episode, man, she's like, everybody's watching me. It's like I can't even trust the driver. And so it's like they can't even really discuss business. I mean, like real business until they get to the back, Yeah. And it's all about, the funding, trying to fund the Rebel Alliance, to create the Rebel Alliance, basically. So, yeah. But there were some cool trinkets in these scenes here. I mean, that helmet that you saw in the background there, I think that was a helmet that was worn by a character in the 2008 video game, The Force Unleashed.
Okay.
Yeah, you see that, and then of course, you see these tablets with the markings on them and everything, like from the Outer Worlds or something like that. I forget exactly which one of them, but I think in the Ahsoka series we're gonna, see a little bit of that lore. But yeah, I mean, going back, to like the Old Republic, they were talking about some of the civilizations there, so. In this antique shop, there were some really cool trinkets and Easter eggs. So, yeah, that was pretty cool stuff. But yeah, I mean, the two of them, getting down to business in the back and trying to figure out how to fund this new rebel alliance when it comes up. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, no, it was a good scene, and it. I like how they're slowly building into this. We didn't get episode 1. We didn't get stormtroopers shoved down our throats. We still haven't seen stormtroopers really.
You did in the far foreground, at the intelligence bureau there, guarding the doors and stuff. But
they're not really in the focus. You know what I mean?
Not yet. Yeah, not yet. Yeah.
So it's nice that they're letting things breathe and slowly introduce these elements, which I like.
Right.
Because that's the thing. A lot of the other Star Wars shows, it's just been shoving down the nostalgia in front of you, and it's like,
right. Right. And then we get back to Andor, and of course he's with the girl here that's going to brief him on the mission and all, but obviously they don't trust him at the moment, because he's a new guy. It's like they just got Cassian thrust upon them at the last minute before they're supposed to go on this this mission, and of course he goes into the encampment, and he gets to see the other team members there, and obviously he's being pressured to learn this language basically overnight that he's going to have to use as they infiltrate this facility. So what did you think of this encampment here and everything?
I like this encampment, and they're giving her shit and being like, why are you bringing him in here?
Yeah.
Especially when it's was it 3 days till the mission starts?
Yeah, 3 days.
So and she's like, yeah, this was how it was always planned. And then the one guy giving her crap, and he's like, hey, this isn't me. Basically her saying, it's not me. Let's just get it work. This guy can do everything. Let's go.
Yeah. So I mean, it was an interesting situation, and he's basically being thrown into the fire here. But I mean, I'm going back to what I said at the beginning of the episode. We know what happens to him, so I mean, he's going to work his way up. So he's going to survive this, obviously. So whatever it is, they're what they're going to be doing here in the next few days.
They tell you they're going to go to this one base here and steal. I think it's I forget the unit of time they use. A lot of payment to the Empire, wages.
Yeah, it's like a payroll type of.
I can't remember if it's 3 months worth of payroll for the Empire.
Right,
in
or
this area.
Yeah.
So hoping to defund the Empire in this area for a little while, and helping chaos and these Empire troops either just leave or just say, fuck it, we're not going to do things.
Right. So do you think we're going to get the mission in the next episode, I guess? That's what I'm thinking.
I would imagine we'll get I think it'll happen because they're going in kind of 3 little episode arcs from what we've seen so far. Yeah. Second episode is the real prepare for the episode, the mission and the start of the mission. Episode 3, the episode.
You mean episode 5 and 6? Yeah.
Yeah. Episode 5 will start the final training, real preparing for it, and start the beginning of the mission. Episode 6 will finish the mission and the fallout or whatever happens from it. Andor isn't going to die, so it does remove all tension. But some of these other characters, I have a feeling they may die.
Yeah, well, there's an interesting tidbit that I want to go back to in the episode, too, when Mon Mothma goes to her apartment. I mean, that lavishly looking apartment, man. Oh, I mean, the rich of the rich, And she goes into the dining hall there where her husband is, and, he's putting together this, a banquet. And he's got a bunch of... visitors coming in. A couple of the visitors, which is interesting, one of those visitors is very close to Palpatine, to Darth Sidious, and you see her. I think she's like a bald-headed woman with the cloak on. You see her in Revenge of the Sith, as well as Attack of the Clones when they're in the Senate chamber there. She's going to be one of the guests that's coming to this banquet, which is interesting. So, I mean, she's very close to, to Palpatine and to Darth Sidious, and maybe Mon Mothma is going to, get some information on what's going on.
Well,
So that'll be
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. Well, if she's smart, she would stay and go for this dinner.
Yeah.
Because she says she does not want to be a part of this because they try and sabotage what she does, and her husband could give two craps. So you can kind of tell this isn't a marriage. They're not really in love. This was like a political marriage kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think she'll stay. I mean, because, there's going to be some information thrown out there that's going to be, useful to her, I think, to Mon Mothma. But we shall see. But let us know in the comments what you thought of episode 4 of Andor, and we're looking forward to this coming Wednesday for the next episode. So let us know what you felt of the episode, and we're looking forward to reading your comments. And if you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to hit that like and the subscribe and the notification bell for when we drop a new review and breakdown episode of Andor, of course, which comes out every Wednesday at the moment. So, we hope you're enjoying it as we are. So we hope to catch you in the next episode. So take care, everyone.
Take care, everyone.
Out.